As religious communities mark 5 years since COVID-19 disrupted worship, many churches have transformed into vital service hubs, offering food pantries, vaccination clinics, and so much more. One example is New Dover United Methodist Church in Edison, New Jersey, where the congregation launched Bread Breakers in 2020, an initiative that partners with local food banks to provide meals for those in need.
I've been pastor of New Dover United Methodist Church since July of 2016. I was appointed here by the bishop. And one of the reasons they wanted me here because I had experience dealing with diverse congregations. This church has long had a food closet, but it doesn't get visited that often because of most of the people who are in need live outside of North Edison. So we went very biblical here and we said, why would we make the people who are in need come to us? Let's seek a way to get to them. So we formed a partnership maybe January of 2020.
St. Joseph's Social Center, a Catholic organization in Elizabeth, New Jersey, serves as a vital hub for food distribution to those in need, partnering with local churches and nonprofits to collect and distribute meals throughout the community. When New Dover United Methodist Church had to close its doors during the initial COVID-19 lockdown, its partnership with St. Joseph's proved essential in maintaining the church's community connections and spirit of service.
The partnership was there to begin with, but then when the pandemic hit, it really increased the energy towards that, and people in the church began to focus their energy from worshiping live to doing work, which to me is more biblical than just worshiping. People began calling the church and saying, we know we can't come to church, we're watching you online, but how can we stay connected? So Brian Richards came in that morning, I'll never forget it, and said, hey, we got this partnership with St. Joseph's. And I asked them what we can do. And they said, make sandwiches.
Well, there's turkey. You want to do turkey? Whatever.
There are places where you compare all the schools competing, right?
Actually, there's 4 teams.
Oh.
You didn't have to tell us that.
I know.
It started off, I think the first week we had maybe 30 sandwiches that came in, and then 40, and then 50, and then it began growing almost exponentially from the beginning. I remember that the first Friday of Bread Breakers, there were just, I think, 2 tables out in our hall because we still were being very cautious. No one really knew just how contagious COVID was.
It was goofy, really. It's like making lunch sandwiches. We just peanut butter and jelly on a table in the hallway, put them together in plastic bags, and run them up there on Friday.
There were about 3 or 4 volunteers, myself, our associate pastor, and 2 parishioners, and we put those together. We were really happy. We're going, wow, we're sending 30 sandwiches.
As of January 2024, Bread Breakers average 624 sandwich donations per week, in addition to 403 meals donated by their Wawa partnership, for a grand total of 1,027 sandwich meals.
There is a saying in East Asia that the crisis is really a challenging time, but also it is a great pandemic. It really kind of challenged so many of us, and many churches have lost about like 30 to 40% in-person attendance decrease. But this congregation really had a really pre-established vitality in them, and they just channeled that energy through the Bread Breaker ministry.
Bread Breakers goes beyond simply packing and donating sandwiches. Their food ministry is committed to providing complete meals that can sustain individuals throughout the day. What other goodies are in a Bread Breakers lunch bag, you might ask?
Each of our lunches contains 2 sandwiches and a bag of chips and a fruit cup. And
we do put cookies in because we can't, come on. Kids, we're not going to give kids nothing but carrots. Okay. No condiments are put on the lunch meat and cheese because they put those in the bags. Everybody has their favorites. So we don't want to try to force mayonnaise on a mustard person or mustard on a mayonnaise person.
In addition to sandwiches prepared by congregants, Bread Breakers receives snack donations from local Wawa convenience stores in Middlesex County area.
What's funny is when you ask and you shall receive, and we really began, just saying, here's what we need. And we were letting people know how needed those sandwiches were and how appreciated they were. And we were telling them stories about what their sandwiches were doing for families, about how that line that was around the block now went around 2 or 3 blocks. And the need was so great there. And I think people began to really feel good about what they were doing.
Every time I do deliver sandwiches, it's a sense of accomplishment that I get, something that is just so serene. Like it's just a nice feeling. Believe it or not, there are times I have promised, and I have my own restrictions in regards to when can I have meat or make meat in my home or not. But there have been times I have to get sandwich out over here. I'll be up at 5 o'clock in my house and making sandwiches. That personally I wouldn't do for my own meal, but I would do it for them because I promised. I just absolutely love it. And I think it's love it not only to a point that it's serving somebody, it's also, like I said, I think it does me more good as an individual, as a human being, versus even giving it out.
It makes me feel good that I've done a little something, but it just increases my desire to do more. Sometimes it's even hard to feel good about it because there's so much need. I'm not actually a member of either church. I'm actually Jewish. We joke about it a lot. I love the people that I've met through these churches, and I love the pastors in both of the churches. But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You know, what religion you are, that's the least important of it, really.
What's really rewarding to me is the people that come and are so dedicated to be here every week, to, help pack the lunches. It's just rewarding to me to know that there are so many people out there that are caring and just want to reach out to people.
When you are doing ministry like Bread Breakers, it has the effect of having the church feel good about itself. And when the church feels good about itself, people show up and people talk to their friends and they say, we've got a church that really does make a difference.
One of Bread Breakers' founding members, Brian Richards, would keep his trucks stocked with extra food bags, extending the organization's reach beyond St. Joseph's by distributing meals to community members he encountered throughout his daily travels who were in need of a meal.
I was in Plainfield, New Jersey one day with 50 lunches in the truck, and I'm driving home, and I go by this Boys and Girls Club, and there's a line of people around the building. And I pulled up in front, and I got out, and I carried 3 lunch bags with me, and I walked over, meekly, timidly. I was like, "Who's in charge?" And the lady I met this lady, and Bianca Flowers, and I said, "Hi, my name's Brian." I felt, here, this is what I'm all bubbly because I'm gonna help feed people, and I got these lunches, and I come from here, and I just dropped off, and I got extras. She looked at me and said, "Thank you. We're okay." Wow. I felt like I got punched in the face. So I said, okay. So I said, well, I'm going to leave these here anyway. I left them on the table and I walked away. And actually, I wrote my phone number on the bag. And then when I left, I got it. She doesn't know who I am. Who's this middle-aged white dude showing up in Plainfield, New Jersey? Who is it? They don't know. I didn't get that part. A couple of days later, I got a text message and she said, Brian, can you call me? And it gave me an opportunity to tell her I was from New Dover Church and what we did and how our program worked and this and that, which turned into just a relationship that got built by being able to saying yes.
What began as a chance encounter blossomed into a crucial partnership when Brian connected with the Bianca Flowers Food Bank at the Plainfield Boys and Girls Club. This connection has grown into a lasting commitment, with Bread Breakers now making weekly Tuesday donations, helping to sustain its vital service to the community.
It's as much a part of this church and our other 2 partner churches as worship, if not even more. It identifies our churches as churches who are there to help our neighbors in need.
Bread Breakers has expanded their partnerships with other churches and organizations such as Wesley United Methodist Church and Centenary Methodist Church.
To simply come to church and worship, that's really neat, but if that's all you do, are you really making a difference? The fact that this is a church that makes a measurable difference in the community has lifted the spirit of this church, had kept it going through the pandemic to where, but as we came out of the pandemic, we were definitely a stronger church than when we went in because we were more focused. We understood our faith better. Faith without works is dead, as James says, and we experience that. So it has done nothing but help the reputation. They're well known, and now well known throughout our state, and now well known through online as well, because of what we were doing. And we weren't doing it for that reason. That isn't why we did it. We did it to feed hungry neighbors. That's it. The rest of the stuff is gravy.
I feel like it's just a tiny little teardrop in a sea of people who are hungry. And my only desire is I wish I could do more.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're coming up on 5 years. I've never been a part of a ministry like this, which has kept so strong after its beginning. And it began in a very different situation than where we are now. We're no longer in a pandemic, but the need is still out there. We have fed over 300,000 people, which is crazy. But as we see it going on over the next 5 years, what we are beginning to focus on right now is getting word out to other churches to try to make this almost a national type program. We believe we can do that. We've got a program in place now. We have been down to our general conference of the Greater New Jersey Conference 2 times, and each time we were getting more and more people to attend our gatherings. And this year we're going to be having a workshop down there. So we're expecting close to 100 people to attend the workshop. And hopefully, we can take this word about Bread Breakers and really spread it out and really help to end hunger. And so we have the capacity. We have everything we need to do it. We just need to do it.
While the COVID-19 pandemic forced New Dover United Methodist Church to temporarily close its physical doors, it opened new pathways to serve the community that have endured well beyond the crisis. More information on Bread Breakers can be found at newdoverumc.org/ministries.